Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so we are back again with the Path 3 guide for Necropolis. Sorry for the delay, I'll try my best to get these out quicker. And as always, we're going to go through over all of the fights. How did my run go? What I have heard are the best suggestions. At this point, I also recommend every single one of you, if you have done this path already, leave me some feedback, which champions were great for what fights and all that other stuff. I have been slowly but surely, patiently updating the previous tabs as well for easy path, for path 2, and now we are on path 3, so the red line over here. So if you know something that I don't, or I have missed or forgotten, please do let me know. And I do go over the comments section, and then I try to update all of these things. For instance, it turns out that long is good for quite a few fights, and I probably needed to, well, maybe not necessarily on this node, but in general. And yeah, so what I did, I basically did an Aegon and Shuri run for this entire thing. I run Heimdall and Proxima and Aegon and Shuri and Juggernaut for the boss. And then I just brute forced Aegon pretty much through everything. Now, Sauron was a relatively tricky ramp up. Sauron did take a fair few amount of revives. It wasn't like that bad, because once you get used to it, you know, you could get like your 100+ combos, especially because I had Heimdall and especially because I had Proxima. Once I actually did make a mistake, you know, I could bank in my combo, so it wasn't too bad. You guys can see that ramp up live as well. And afterwards, Hitmonkey, he was slightly annoying as well, but went down fine. Chavez and Airwalker was just nuked thanks to effectively Heimdall and Aegon. Right, then as always, Captain Britain, Wiccan, Psycho Man with Shuri. So all of these first 7 fights where opponent can evade my medium attacks. That is the trap node for this. So parry, 4 lights basically, or parry, you know, basically for most part you just tried to parry a lot. And where you couldn't, you know, Sauron kind of was a problem. But once your Aegon gets ramped, your true accuracy can help a lot with that stuff, as well as ability accuracy reduction. So Aegon, you know, played through just about fine. And when you're using Shuri, it was super easy, just like parry and full combos as well, because Shuri doesn't have to be aggressive. She lets the dots do the work, and it was not too hard at all. And the second part, the second part of it, the 7 fights, then we have Silver Surfer, Misty Knight, Storm, Sam Wilson, and then obviously Dragon Man, Captain America, Infinity War, and Nova. Right. There, the trap node is where if you use a special attack, you cannot dex or force, you cannot dex or phase basically, or dodge or evade for like 8 seconds. So for the most part, he just didn't use special attacks, and that is why Aegon was as good as he was. You know, just didn't use the special attacks, and when the fight was coming to an end, drop your level 3 and you're perfectly fine. So it was very, very easy to get through it, and obviously Aegon just kind of nuked through all 3 of the fights. The most troublesome, definitely Storm. Now it was like 20% damage. I think I could do more or less in one go at most, because Storm obviously glances everything and she's kind of annoying, and I kind of feel like she doesn't have that many great counters either. And you know, it is what it is, but it took me some while. It is definitely one of the most tedious fights. I think out of all of the fights in the game, basically this reminded me of Abyss of Legends Red Skull. That was just a very, very tedious and long fight. But still, Aegon kind of chewed through her. And then we had Sam Wilson, Dragon Man, Captain America, Infinity War, and Nova, which was, you know, fine, nothing too crazy. Shuri got a full solo on the Dragon Man, Aegon took care of the rest, and Grandmaster was history as well. Here we can see some additional options. I have seen that Sauron has been soloed by Kate, and by Ghost, and by Odin, and by Miles, and by Strife. Strife also works here. And then Strife in general is quite decent for this first set of fights, because he prevents evade on mediums, right? And Kate's Cold Snap also provides evade, and same as Odin and Ghost. So those are relatively solid options for some of these fights. I do not know exactly which ones of those work better here against the champions, but you know, for most part, I think that you know, Strife would be fine here as well, just as Odin. Against Chavez, again, Aegon, Kate, Shuri. We can type in Strife here. I think would work well. And then Airwalker, I think this would be a trickier time. Not entirely sure who is the best for Airwalker on this particular lane, so perhaps you can help me out there. And then we have Captain Britain, we're adding in Hulkbuster, because I do think Hulkbuster is a very, very solid Captain Britain counter as well. And obviously we have the Shuri and Aegon, that you can just brute force Aegon pretty much for, well, all the fights pretty much here as well. That is the strategy for many of the people. And I think most importantly, we need to take a look at the Storm. I really don't know. I think AA might be a solid option because, you know, once you get Neuros going, you're going to be shutting down her abilities and you should be fine. Doom, I tested it out in duels. It is kind of a risky thing with Dr. Doom because you can obviously prevent Storm from throwing special attacks. The key kind of crucial point, to be fair, Relic helps with this a lot. Because she can't glance the special attacks on your level 1 power steals and nullifies, and you feed Mystic Dispersion like crazy. So I think Doom should be fine, especially when you have Relic equipped. You can get extremely, extremely unlucky in a situation where you don't have a Relic active. You activate your level 3, you do the medium, and then you go for a full combo. And if none of those hits power drain at all, or nullify anything, you will not reach your level 1 if you don't have a Relic. But I think if you have a relatively high start level Relic, you should be fine there. Other than that, I think Hulkbuster could be solid. As for Silver Surfer, I think Aegon, Kate, Doom is perfectly fine. I think for Mystic Knight, we have Aegon and Kate. I think, yeah, I don't know what else should we add here. Odin, maybe? I don't know. Would Odin work? Let me know. Would Odin work here since he is written on the team? I think he should. At least he shut down their Wade. And just don't use special attacks for a bit. But then again, Odin Kate's kind of hard. It would still be a long fight. I think you could get through with Odin decently well. Not great. Just don't use specials afterwards and, you know, use the base damage. Be super aggressive. So perhaps that. If you guys have better ideas, let me know there. And then we have the Dragon Man, Captain America Infinity War Nova, which I have talked quite a lot in detail here. And that's more or less it. So this will be the first left-hand side path. I will be doing also a separate stream where I will be basically just asking people to, you know, take a look at the spreadsheet, give us ideas. We're going to be going over each individual champion who you guys use. They'll be asking that. I'll probably be trying to do that stream, obviously, once all the 6 paths have been added to this sheet. And let me know what else you would like to see added here. I'm always open to suggestions. And, well, we're going to start with path 4. Then that is the Jubilee path, which I also, well, I mean, the next video is going to be path 4 one. The Jubilee path, which I actually think is pretty much the hardest path. I think the Jubilee path is quite hard. But, you know, we're going to discuss that tomorrow. For most part, again, just a reminder, Aegon is the easiest option. Aegon is the fastest option. Aegon is the most foolproof option for vast majority of the fights. He is not the cheapest option. Using champions like Shuri and Kate Bishop and sometimes, you know, others can and likely would be cheaper. But this is definitely much more convenient. That, however, is it. I will obviously, as always, leave the link in the video description. Always looking forward to your suggestions, trying to make the best guide possible for you guys. And yeah, tomorrow with path 4. Bye-bye. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about